Good evening, class. Hope I should be clearly audible. I'm not yet visible, I believe. Abhilash ji, how are you? You are on mute. Yes. No worries. Just a second.
Hello?
Yes, Abhilash ji, now you are clearly audible. Let me just open my video to let you look at me. Yeah. So
Hi,
were
sir.
were you present in the last class, Abhilash ji?
No. This is my first class.
Okay. So last time actually we had covered around statistical measures to manipulate the data. So hope you might be knowing a bit about mean, median, and mode.
That one. We studied in a pre-degree.
Yeah. So I used to just draw the inference of the fundamental and take the learning to the advanced level. So right today my
Okay.
class will enter into the advanced version of that, because here you will be able to understand what are the real life scenarios you would be using mean, median, and mode tactfully. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Abhilash, you may mute yourself. Thank you.
Okay.
Hope the people are joining, and let them join. Hi Sanesh, how are you? Guru, Sobin, Rupa, Zahir Ahmed. Okay, people. Yeah, hi. Guru is good. Sobin Sebastian, if you are not directly talking to me, you may mute yourself. Sobin, you may mute yourself if you are not talking directly to me.
Give me 1 second, sir.
Okay. Let me share my screen. Do let me know if my screen is visible and clearly done or no. Okay. Is my screen visible, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So let me just recapitulate what we had covered till date, and then we will move ahead. So we had started our introduction to descriptive statistics, and hereby, if I give you the historical inference, it actually deals with what can be taken from the historical data. Historical data means what has already happened in the past. Therefrom, we are fetching the data, and the study of such an analysis of any type of data set which is already present, which has already happened in the past, we call such a type of analysis to be descriptive statistics. If you talk about statistical mathematics, that will be covered under statistics. But if you go for an analytics, means only looking into the Pythonic nature and the visualization part of the same, you will be guided towards, in that situation, we call it descriptive analytics. So whenever the adjective descriptive comes into picture, mind it, always consider the historical data which has already occurred. No more data is about to come. And okay, have you understood this particular term? Whenever we have descriptive as an adjective, see, it is an adjective only. Adjective add special meaning to a noun or a verb. So hence we call it descriptive. It describes something. It is describing something. So in the last time we had seen what is the mean, the median, and the mode. The mean simply says I am the average guy, and here while calculating the mean we had seen. How many types of mean we discussed? Anybody in the class who can correlate or give me an answer? How many type of mean we discussed?
Arithmetic and quadratic average.
Quadratic, average, arithmetic, and
Average.
average. No. Average and mean are the same things. Average and mean are same things, Anish. You are taking an average, you are simply adding the things and divide by the number of items to it. It is the same thing. Yes or no?
Outlier, that one? No, right.
No. Outlier is a different thing, man. See, you are simply adding and dividing by total number of items, means say summation x of I, and I becomes 1 to n. So there are n number of element in it. So you have added all the element as an xi and divided by total number of element n. This is called what is arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean means add as it is, or write addition as it is. We have no special consideration while doing it, whereby we go to quadratic type of mean or quadratic average when we want to calculate the say root mean square type of thing. Like when I write RMS, root mean square, we simply take the square values of the things, x1 square, x2 square, x3 square, till as many number of observations we have, xn square, and then we take the mean of it. Means we are now taking the mean of the squared quantity, and finally after taking this we had squared root to it, means taking an under root of the squared mean. So it is to be read as root mean square, but it is to be computed as square mean root. Can you see? I'm writing it again, root mean square, but you read it root mean square, but you do opposite. First you take the square, here squaring the things, then you simply you take the mean to it. To take a mean you have to add all the square and divide by the total number of squared element, and then finally take the root. So this is the reverse way to execute it, and this is the way to read it. Hope I make sense. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this is quadratic. Arithmetic we discussed. Then we discussed a weighted mean. Hope remember, weighted mean, where we were adding a coefficient to every element. Means adding weight to the number of elements. Say like you have the value 4, 5, 7, 24 minus 3, and say this is occurring at this time, this is occurring at another time, and so on. So say finally you are having this value, means this is the latest value you have 4, and this is the oldest value you have, so we will give. Yes, someone is asking something. Someone is speaking, please mute yourself. Okay, so can you see the latest value, the 4, the latest value, if it is, we will give more weightage to it, extra weightage to it. How to give extra weightage? Say I'll multiply it with say 0.9, means I'll give 90% weightage to it. Then the second value which occurred in the list, I'll give say 85% weightage to it, and so on, 80%, 75%, and finally say 70% weightage. So can you see, as the value is occurring as the oldest to the latest, the weightage is decreasing. such an analysis or such an application of the mean is used in time series data. If I write here, I'll write time series data. Time series data means, say you are doing an analysis of any stock, or of say weather, or say the price of any commodity in the market. Like right now the price of the gold is increasing, it is touching the sky. So in that scenario, we will give higher weightage to the latest value to calculate the, or to forecast the next value. So you want to forecast what would come after 4. So there would be a formula whereby you will be simply taking a weighted average, like say, let me use a different color for you. So you will use 4 multiplied by 0.9 plus 5 multiplied by 0.85 plus 7 multiplied by 0.86, sorry, 0.80, and so on. When you add all of them and divide by how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And divide by 5 means total number of elements are 5. Then the weighted mean will be calculated. So I'll call it weighted mean, because you have given separate weight to the separate entry. Does this make sense to you or no? Please give me an answer. Ranjit ji, did you understood this? Why did we use weighted mean? Everyone, Abhilash ji. Okay.
Okay, yes, I understand it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
See, I'm taking my discussion with a very simple example, such that everybody of you can correlate with it. Else, it's of no use if you do not understand. That's the reason I considered weighted mean to explain, because they are being used throughout the market whenever the forecasting is done. So always remember, we will use weighted mean whenever the forecasting is done. Forecasting means to predict the value in the future, or to answer the question in the, or to answer the question in the future. Say what will happen in 2025, who will answer? Weighted mean would answer. So this is the type of mean which answers the question asked in future. So forecasting says answering the future. This is the meaning of forecasting. Do not consider the forecasting with the predicting. So I'll write at this point, forecasting is not prediction. Okay, is not prediction. As you have learned in machine learning, hope you remember, most of you, those who were with me in the classroom in the previous machine learning classes. So prediction and forecasting are different. Prediction might be the case that you are doing for past, you are doing the back analysis, test analysis, or say you was testing certain strategy, that does it work, or say somebody has given the claim that okay, this is the strategy I applied and I found these many answers, and you want to test them out, then prediction used to work. But when you want to look in the future and take a decision as a stakeholder, forecasting helps, not the prediction. So it's a very subtle difference. Hope I could make a difference, I could make value to it, that meaning difference between prediction and forecasting. So always remember, answering the future question is forecasting. So F for future and F for forecasting. Simple. Then we learned quadratic mean, arithmetic mean, weighted mean. What are the other means we also learned? We looked into, say, if I change the color for you, I think we looked into geometric mean. So these were the type of mean we looked the last time, and that is why I am making you aware about that. Okay, this was because it's been 7 days and you guys are very busy in your work. So arithmetic average. So see, average is one thing and arithmetic average is another thing. So here arithmetic will be termed as adjective. So adjective is added before the average or the mean. So it says I am calculated by summing all values and dividing by the total number of data points. Very simple. This is the only mean we knew till date. But these are the other mean as well. When do we take median? Hope you remember. Whenever the outliers are available in the system. Whenever the outlier are there, do not take mean. It will be skew the data. It will make the data turn or shift to the one side towards the outlier. Like, hope you remember, like if you are living in an apartment and Elon Musk buy that apartment, one of the apartment, Elon Musk, one of the apartment in your building, then the average income, or so must I say, average income of the all the building people will be shifted towards Elon Musk, and that is a fake thing. That is not a real in that case. So if you are taking mean, it will not serve the purpose, because you will say the data is skewed towards Elon Musk. But if you take a median, it will hardly affect the middle value. So hope you remember this. And whenever you want to look into anything popular, what is popular now? Go for mode. So mode gives you the popular thing. Hence, most frequently occurring element in the data set.
Hyderabad, last time we extended.
Yeah, Hyderabad. That's why, because the city was coming most of the time as a mode. So this we have already seen that yes, how mean, median, mode are at the same point, where this is the value weight, but I discussed it in the form of, say, if I take a color, in the form where we used a normal distribution curve as a bell curve, where usually the mean equals to median equals to mode lie at 0 or origin. So this, then we call such things to be normally distributed curve, normal distribution of the data, because now we are more concerned about the data. So we will say normal distribution of data. Because why normal? Because it looks like a bell curve. Can you see? If I simply draw like this, it will looks like a bell curve. Although it is drawn in the form, say, because it is carrying a peak here, so we won't consider it as a bell curve, but it resembles the bell curve. So we had already looked into this mean, median, and mode. I won't waste the time. Hereby, this is a chart which you can look at and give me an answer if you do not understand anything. I have created this chart to explain how to differentiate between mean, median, and mode, their advantages and disadvantages. Just look at them one by one. Say our first measure is mean, the sum of all values divided by number of values. So we call it an arithmetic mean here. Usually the arithmetic mean comes into picture, although whether you are a working professional or a student in a class. So average test score of, say, if you take 10 students, and these are the values 80, 92, 78, 95 till 979, you simply add them up and divide by 10. As simple as this. Yes. But if you're taking the median, my dear, if you're taking the median, so median says your data set, okay, if I ask a question, should a median be sorted or no? Should the median, the list you are calculating the middle value from, should that be sorted or no? Should it be in a, may I call, ascending order or a descending order?
Both.
Either of them.
Yeah.
Descending order. Hope everybody is in coherence with what we are saying, that ascending order means the things are increasing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is an ascending order. When you call descending order, we will write 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
6,
so
5,
yeah, lowest to high, high to low.
Yes. So this is called ascending, ASC. This is called descending, DESC. keep the thing simple such that you can, recall anytime. So when we come to daily cupcake sales, if I change the color, daily cupcake sales example is being used to represent the median, and see the values are here 120, 100, 150, again a lower value. So you need to find the middle value. Say suppose if you find the middle value while moving only from this list, let me write it 120, 100, 150, 80, 110, 130 and 90. If I find a middle value moving from both the end, can you see the middle value should be 80, but the
80,
answer
80.
but the answer is 110. Why? Give me an answer. Why answer is 110?
Because it's in descending order, sir.
Yes, very good. Because it is not arranged in any order, Ranjit ji.
Yes,
It is
sir.
not arranged in any order. Can you see? All of a sudden 80 comes, but it should either be at the initial.
Recording line.
Sorry. You are required to allocate the things in either ascending or descending. So say if I go for ascending order, I'll go with 80, then I'll write 90, then I'll write 100, 110, then what is 120, 130? Is there anything else? 150. So see, you go left and you go from right. 3 element from left, 3 element from right. You find your middle guy.
Yes.
So this is your median. Does it make sense to all of you or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So always keep in mind, median means sorted thing. If it is sorted, then only median makes sense. Else you are going to make a blunder. Okay. Similarly, if you want to find, say, the mode means the most popular guy, say always give the names to it, like you give names to your friend, mimics to your friend, and you remember how your friend mimicked. So to the median we call it a middle guy, middleman, may I say a middleman. There is always a middleman in life. We have seen whether you are doing a marriage or you are contracting a rented house or you are going to purchase a house, there would always be a middleman. So always remember middleman by a median. And remember, have you ever seen that middleman seems to be so sorted? He has already made all the arrangement with the landlord and with you, and so sooner the deal is done, he asks for his commission. Have you ever seen the middle guy? So
Yes, sir.
in that situation, always remember middleman always sorted. He do not create a mess. Else, how would he earn money? So median, middleman sorted. Mean, average. Mean, we need not to remember anything. From the childhood, we understand the value, meaning of the mean or the average. Okay. Where were we? Yeah, we were at mode. Mode says most popular guy. Most popular means most frequently occurring things in a data set. And here, if I go for the example, it is representing shoe sizes sold till date. It says size number 7 has been sold by 5 pairs. Size number 8, 8 pairs are being sold. Size number 9, 5 pairs are sold, and similarly for size number 10, 10 pairs are sold. So who is most popular size in the shoe?
10, sir.
10, because it is sold most of the time. It is being, yes, very good. It is purchased by so many people or most of the people in a given data set. So simply, this is very simple. Mode means simply go for the I won't say the highest value, I would say the frequent value. There might be a situation that the size 10 might be sold for 3 guys and size 4 is sold for 21 guys. So the thing would differ. So advantages versus disadvantages. If we look into, and let me simply erase the things. So if I go for advantages for mean, median, and mode, it is simple, very simple to understand and good for symmetrical data. Can anybody give me an answer about what is meant by symmetrical data? Anyone by any chance? Meaning of symmetrical data. No? No. People are mum. People don't want to answer. Okay. Can you see? Symmetrical data simply says the data holding any type of symmetry. The symmetry can either be around, say, may I say, around either at x-axis. Symmetry can either be around y-axis. Symmetry can either be around origin. What is the meaning to it? When the things are symmetrical around x-axis, as much of data is above the x-axis, please make a note of it. As much of data is above the x-axis, so much of data is below the x-axis. So we call symmetrical around what? X or y? Which axis is this? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So this is
Yes.
x-axis. This is x-axis Muzammil. So if this is an x-axis and the data looks same, if you are having a mirror on the x-axis and the data looks same on both the sides of the x-axis, so we call the data to be symmetrical. Yes or no? Now are you able to find it understandable? Symmetrical around x-axis. Any doubt here?
No, sir.
No. Fine. Simply if we go and check for y-axis and the data are simply like, say, like this, say if this is the data, then the similar structure should be reflected on the other side of the y-axis too. Can you see? The V is formed in the data set around y-axis. So we will call y-axis. So data is symmetrical, means as you move y-axis towards negative x and positive x, the similarity of the data would be visible. Like consider your own body. If you cut your body into two equal half from this particular, may say around y-axis, your body shall be divided into two equal halves. Hence we call human body is symmetrical around which axis? X, Y, or what?
X-axis, sir.
How come? Just see, say this is your face and this is how you look like. Say if I cut the body x-axis, suppose this is an x-axis. If I cut the human body around x-axis or along x-axis, does the upper part of the body reflect the lower part?
No,
Ranjit
sir.
ji?
No, sir.
Then
No,
how? Then how come it is around
sir. It is
x-axis?
Y-axis, sir.
Y-axis. Very good. Thank you. So always remember the human body is symmetrical around y-axis. So one leg here, one leg here, half of the tummy, both the side, one hand, another hand, the body having one eye, half nose and half part of the mouth and symmetrically aligned here. So such a things when distribution of the arrangement of the data is either at x-axis, either around y-axis or around origin. How would you see around origin? Let me give you an example. Say if I use a color, I have to use a different color only. Say if I try to distribute the data like this. Can you see? I have distributed the data such a way that it is covering x-axis and y-axis both. But this is neither, what may I call? It is neither reflective or what is that? Symmetrical about x-axis or y-axis. Let's see how. If you take any color, other color, so it is a y-axis. If you cut the data, does the left side of the data reflect the right side? Yes or no? Give me an answer, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, no, sir.
No, it is not reflecting. See, it is
No,
at
no.
the lower side, sir. Abhilash ji,
Yes.
see,
Yeah,
it
allow.
is on the negative y-axis and this is positive y-axis. And say suppose now if I cut the data around x-axis, so this data is on say positive y, and again this data is on negative y. Can you see? Upside down. But if I cut the data around origin, can you see origin? This origin. Then this sort of data is actually representing this sort of data. Now, origin is your point of cutting. Don't see positive, negative. Origin means you are at 0. Half of the data, if you are standing at origin looking upside, it goes similarly likewise. Half of the data you are looking is going downward in the same fashion. So considering point as the reflection, not the line. Now the point is the mode of symmetry. Before, while going for x and y, line was the mode of symmetry. So this is a new learning to you, that origin can also be the symmetricity. It may also reflect the symmetricity of the data. So such a symmetricity of the data. And does anybody able to give the name? What is the wave I have drawn? What is the function I have drawn? Anyone? Ranjit ji, Sanesh, Abhilash ji, if you know the mathematics, what it is reflecting us, which wave, which function? Sobin, any idea?
Sinusoidal wave.
Sinusoidal. Now your brain started working. It is a sinusoidal wave. So being a sinusoidal, always remember sine of x is symmetrical around origin. That's why we call sin x as an odd function. Yes or no? Remember, odd function. Whereby when you have cosine of x, cos of x, which usually gives the same nature but deflected by 90 degree. So such a nature, if I use a color, such a nature, okay, let me simply give it here. Such a nature is being reflected by cosinusoidal. See, same sinusoidal is moving, but this sinusoidal is shifted by 90 degree towards left. So this becomes cosinusoidal, but it is not, may I call, symmetrical about origin. It is symmetrical about y-axis. If you cut half portion of it, you will find the similar graph towards the left also. Can you see? So cosine wave is symmetrical around y-axis, sine wave is symmetrical around origin. That is why sine wave is called a odd function and cosine wave is called a even function. So I won't go into the complexity of odd and even right now because we are learning the data and distribution. Hope this is understood till this point. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now, advantage we had seen, it is good for symmetrical data. So whenever you find a symmetricity in the data, please apply mean. Please apply mean, arithmetic mean. While we have seen the last time, this mean is sensitive to the outlier. Outlier means the extreme values. Say value from 1 to 7, 19, 23, minus 4, and sooner a value came 5,324. This would be an outlier to these values. So this is an extreme value. So when you add all of them, the mean will be shifted towards the 5324. This is why we call sensitive to outlier. So do not use mean when you have an outlier. So I'll say not use mean with outlier. Simple. Then we say advantage of median. It is not at all affected by outlier. Whether there are 1, 2 or 3 outlier, it's okay. If you have a, see, outlier means skewed data. What is the meaning of skewed data? Say initially, consider initially your data was distributed like this. Suppose your data was distributed like this, but now because of the outlier occurring in the picture, your data might go like this. Say, can you see it is shifted a bit right because the outlier was positive in nature. There could be a situation, my dear, when the data, because of the high outliers, higher value of the outlier, the data might go like this. The data might go like this. Hope now you understand the meaning of data. How do I distribute the data? How do I mark these crosses? Yes or no? It means this volume, or sorry, this area consists of vicinity of the data. Till in this area, the whole data set is lying. Understood? So this particular, may I call, outlier might shift the data towards the right. So we call it right skewed, or say if it happens that your data set seems to be like this, so we call it left skewed. What is the difference between the two? Would anybody like to explain difference between right skewed and left skewed? What happened? What fundamental thing has changed here? Anyone? You all are welcome.
Far the data or near the data, that one?
No. See the direction, Sanish. Muzammil, Sobinji, Abhilashji. Any guess? There is no penalty. Please be free.
No idea.
Say support.
Give me some hints, sir.
Oh my God, Ranjit ji always need hints. How do you manage your job? Okay, let me give you a hint. Now let me make a role of HR in a company. Say you are playing a rope, है in this rope, few of the people have to pull the rope from one end, other people have to pull the rope from another end. Say by any chance Bahubali appears and he becomes the member of your team, then who would win eventually? You win, your team would win. Why this has happened? Because the Bahubali used all his strength to pull the rope towards yourself or towards your team.
Yes.
So can you see the data which was usually balanced? It was only making a tug of war. Now it is pulled towards one side. So similar is the case with data also. If you are using an outlier of a positive nature means having a positive bigger value, all the data will be shifted towards, in the form of mean, towards that particular data or that particular outlier. Hope I make sense. Say if initially this was a scenario and you found an outlier, big outlier here. So when you, because of these outlier, all your data will be skewed like this. It will be go for a longer value. So pulling the data towards the side of the outlier is called skewing. Do I make sense? Bilaji, you seems to be quite ambiguous. Anyone who is significantly, say now consider politics. I although do not enter into politics, but in the politics, the person who is having good faith, good amount of money, and good power, don't you think he or she is going to win the match or win the voting? Because of every influence he or she is having on the society. So it means he or she is an outlier. Like in India, we all know we do not have a replacement of Pradhan Mantri, the Prime Minister Modi, Narendra Modi. We do not have any replacement of him. So he is an outlier. But he is making the economy grow. He is serving the country. He is doing all his efforts towards the growth of India, being an outlier. But hereby, because we cannot follow his, may I call, the whole schedule, having 18 hours of work, staying fit, doing yoga every day, doing pranayam, dhyan, and following such a tight, balanced meal. So say I'm giving you a very live example such that you could correlate. So most of our influences is towards Prime Minister Narendra Modi in India. Hence, we are more biased toward him. Although, yes, it is correct, we are biased because we don't have a choice. Similarly, whenever in the data set, you have an outlier which is lying very far, very farther from the mean of the value, mean. So this will influence the mean and the mean will be shifted towards it. Does it make sense? The mean will be shifted towards it. So if this outlier is of negative in nature, the mean will be shifted in the negative axis. If the outlier is having a positive in nature, means the positive magnitude, it will be shifted right side. So whenever the shifting of data set happens towards right, we call rightly skewed data and vice versa. Hope now it makes sense. Should I go ahead? Guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So similarly, when the mode comes, in the mode, it is easy to identify the most common value. As in our last class, we had seen that, say, even here, the 10 size 10 pair, sorry, size of 10 is having sold by 10 pairs have been already sold. So what is actually occurring most of the time? So we call it occurring most of the time in data set, we call that particular as very common in the data, and we give that particular value as the, say, crown of mode, that you are a mode, and there are possibility that there are more than one mode in a data. So those, in those situations, those data set is called multimodal data set. Multimodal means, say, value 15 is occurring 72 times, and say value 19 is occurring, say, 69 times. So can you see? And rest of the values are hardly 10 to 20 times. Rest of the value are only occurring 10 to 20 times. So can you see? They both of these values in any data set is having very high frequency, very high occurrence rate. So that doesn't mean that you are having only one mode. You have two modes. This is the first mode, this is the second mode, and vice versa. So in your data, please try to find if you having more than one value which is occurring more than a normal occurrence of any data. Hence, define it as mode. And mind it, it doesn't represent the center of the data. Doesn't represent the center of the data. So whenever you are not talking about center, please go for mode. Whenever you are talking about center, look at the outlier. If outlier is present, go for median. If outlier is absent, go for mean. Does this line understood or no? This is the most important line. How to choose? Having an outlier, go for median. not having an outlier, please go for mean. But if you don't even seeking the middle value, go for mode by closed eyes. And especially when you are having a categorical data. Categorical data. Whenever you have a categorical data, always see that in the categorical data, you cannot find the middle value, mean value. Can you find a mean value between, say, if I ask any categorical data, say the states of a country, can you find the mean between Andhra Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh? Can you say Telangana? I think you all can correlate with this. So these are, say, certain states, 29 states we have in India. So 29 states, can you find a mean value of them? Can you find a median to them? Yes or no? Give me an answer.
No, sir.
Not at all, not possible,
No, not possible, sir.
not logical. That's why in those situations, my dear, we always go for what? Mode. Always mode. So either the data is categorical or you don't want to find the center. Please go for mode. Hope I make sense. So moving ahead, now is your question here. Please do it. If I change a color, now the people below are each describing one of the mean, median, mode, and range. Give me an answer out of Laila, Amani, Henry, and Yuan, who represent mean, median, mode, and range. Please. This is your task.
Amani median.
Okay. Sanesh has told this.
Yes, Amani median.
Okay. Sanesh is saying Amani is a median, and I'm writing the name also. Sanesh has given this answer. Fine. Next.
Henry is mode.
Henry is mode. Ranjit ji has found his own interest. He is only finding the popularity. Good. Henry is mode. Next.
A1 mode.
See, Ranjit ji is saying mode is Henry, and Sanesh is saying Yuan is a mode. Okay, we'll discuss mode by Sanesh. Everybody can respond. Sobin ji, you may please unmute yourself and give answer of your choice.
I think Henry, sir. Henry.
Sorry, who said this answer? Muzammil.
Henry
Muzammil said
and Muslim.
Henry is mode. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Ranjit and Muzammil.
Henry's mode. Oh, sorry, Henry's mode.
No. I'm not going to change the answer. I'm not going to change your answer, Sanesh.
Okay.
Yeah, Rupa. Rupa, please answer.
Yuan is mean.
Yuan is mean. Okay. Given by Rupa. Fine. Then nobody is talking about Laila. Why? Try to read. Laila is saying.
Laila is a median.
Laila is median.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, median.
Yes.
See. Okay. Have you ever seen in a classroom when somebody answer and we say, he is correct, she is correct. This is what I meant to say. I was just about to say, but she told it. So Rupa is saying Laila is median. So Rupa and Ranjit ji both are saying Laila is median. And else, Abhilash ji, your response. Just make a guess. No worries. Make a guess. You can also say that whatever is written is correct.
Yes.
Sir, Laila is the median.
Who is saying this? Garrison.
Grayson Shaji.
Grayson. What Grayson? What did you say? Laila is median.
Laila is median, sir.
Okay. Sorry for the spelling. Grayson said
GRISN.
Grison. Okay. I hope I am pronouncing it correct.
Okay.
Never mind. Never mind in my class. Okay. Okay. Sobinji, please, your answer.
Yeah, Laila is the median.
Laila is the median. Okay. See, now the majority is winning the race. Can you see? Sobinji also saying that Laila is the median. And everybody now, as who have attended the class for the first time or the second time, the impression is what you have learned today. So you found it very good. Half of the values are above it and half of the values are below it. Can you see? So half of the value means there is some boundary. Half of the values are above it and half of the values are below it. Means it is on the middle. So middle guy means median. Very simple analogy. And all of you are correct. Congratulations, Rupa, Ranjit, Sobin, and Grayson. All of you are correct that Laila is a median. Sanesh, I don't know why didn't you answer this. So Laila is a median. That is correct. Then Sanesh answered median. Median is a Amani. Amani is not median. Then what is Amani is? What Amani is? Have a look here. It says find how spread out the values are. How spread out the values.
Mean,
Means
sorry.
always see, mind it. What is that? What are the options you are given with? You are given with mean, median, mode, and there is one extra option given to you, range.
Yes, sir.
So it says range means, say I use say my range is say I can walk 2 kilometers to 10 kilometers in a day. This is my range. This is my spread. Beyond this, I won't be able to walk. Suppose. So this represents range. And this was a common sense question, man. Range means you all know range. What is the range of your what is that meter, octometer, or the meter which show you the speed, the speedometer? In the speedometer, what is the range of the highest speed? At least in Qatar or in Dubai, highest speed is 250, 300 kilometer per hour, not more than that. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you know the meaning of range. So it means the spread, how the things are spread. Or say, suppose, what is the range to buy the phone of your choice? What is the range of money? You say, sir, hardly say, now I'm talking in rupees because I don't know the things in what's called dirham. So say, if I say, okay, I'll consider the amount investing from rupees, say 19K to say 37K, not more than that. I consider waste of money beyond this. So this is my range. So range means spread. So can you see how spread out the values are? So Amani is very good in finding the spread of the value. So we will consider this Amani to be a range. So see, nobody given an answer to range. Amani accepts Sanesh, but he misunderstood it. So Amani is range. Then Henry, very, very popular guy. Find the most popular response. So popular means more. We have just seen it. And hardly Ranjit, Muzammil, and then again Sanesh has answered it. All of you, I think, make sense to it. The popularity means what? The occurrence of the people or the occurrence of the data so many times. And maximum occurrence, maximum frequency is representing the mode. Simple. And say if you are even sorted with 3 things, the final is the last remaining thing. Don't even think of. But Rupa did a great choice here. Rupa said that Yuan is a mean. Why? Because he is sharing the total between how many responses there are. So say suppose there are 15 responses. So addition of the 15 responses, summation of 15 responses by 15. So sharing the total means dividing by the total. This is the meaning, how you understand the literature, or how do you understand the wordings. If you are good at understanding what is spoken by the people, you would make the things thorough. Else, again, a toggle will happen in your concepts. So whenever somebody is talking to you, share the total. So sharing the total means mean. Very good, Rupa.
Thank you, sir.
Hope I would have made a value to this, how you interpret the things, yes or no? Any doubt in this, or should we move ahead? Any doubt? Please ask. Either you can say yes or no.
No,
No,
sir,
sir,
no,
no.
no.
Okay. Everybody is waiting like this. Let him say by himself that you guys have no doubt. Okay. So I thought of covering this today, but I think we are only left with how much? Around 2 to 3 minutes. So rather than, I'll continue with, say, the practical applications of, may I call, what is that? Mean, median, and mode. If we go for the practical application, then any application, you know, guys, that you could be able to understand. Any application you are very much comfortable in. If I say practical applications, okay, let me give the practical application name. It is your responsibility to find the, say, real work, that how the mean, median, mode is playing there. Say suppose one of the practical application is budgeting, BUDGET, budgeting, or say budget and expense calculation. Like say suppose you are going to install a project and you have a budget of say $1,000 and you have an expense of say some, again, few $100, and how will you go for managing your budget and expenses in terms of mean, median, and mode? Do you understood my question? This is the name of application where mean, median, mode can be applied. Budget and expense. Please come out when you come to the next class that where the mean would be, like calculating the, say, average monthly expenditure to create a budget. Say you have a budget and you want to calculate your monthly expenditure, whether it is going on capex, opex, maintenance, or inventory. Okay, are you able to find it through? So budget and expense come up with what could be mean, what could be median, and what could be mode. Second, you can consider as, say, house market analysis, housing, or say property dealing, how the property dealing business, or a real estate business, if I write real estate, how the real estate business will be counted and applied for mean, median, and mode. Then you can go for retail business. Then you can go for elections, either a state election or a parliamentary election. You may also find application in healthcare. Healthcare is very much sensitive to these values. And you daily travel, say if I take the sixth one, you daily travel a lot from your home to the office. You may call it as a traffic management system. So any part of life which you are working. And seventh is your choice. So the next time you come, please come up with the answers to mean, median, and mode for these many. Please take a screenshot of this. And please come up with the mean, median, and mode. How will you apply to these 7 sectors? I have left one sector for your choice. Have you taken the screenshot?
Yes.
Okay. So let me stop sharing and hope today the value would have enhanced. You would have been able to understand if somebody says something, how would you indicate him to be a mean, median, or mode? And now I have given you a homework, so please do it. If you do not do the homework, I'll be only moving ahead. It doesn't make sense. So please do it. Next time, I'll be maintaining and using this with the visualization. I will use SNS, sorry, I will use a histogram. I'll go for bar plot, all type of charts to represent mean, median, and mode. Fine. So please, let's come to your screen. Give it a great shot for this day that you attended it and you found a value to it. Abhilash ji, this aise karte hain, like this. Ha. Fine, very good. Let me take a screenshot. Print screen. All the best. Zahir Ahmed, very good. Yeah. Sobin, it is coming in front of your face. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay. All the best, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great night ahead. Enjoy the day. We will meet again. Thank you. Who is this? Athira for this session. We'll be meeting again. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Bye.
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 Bye, sir.
Enjoy.